So 1 Samuel 16, verse 11 says this. Then Samuel asked, are these all the sons you have? They're still the youngest, Jesse replied. But he's out in the fields watching the sheep and goats. Send for him at once, Samuel said. We will not sit down to eat until he arrives. When you were in elementary school, you just said, oh, that's a big star. Oh, wow, that's a big star. Wow, look how big that star is. And then you went to class and said, oh, no, that star has a name. And we put more effort into getting people to recognize our name than we put into just being a name ourselves. It was in the field that David learned how to fight. It was in the field that David tuned his singing voice. It was in the field that David learned the voice of God and gained his confidence. David wasn't in everybody else's face becoming who he was. David was off by himself doing what David was supposed to be doing. And because David was doing what David was supposed to be doing, when it was time for David to show up, David didn't have to introduce himself. They knew who he was the moment he walked in the door. You were handsome and you were beautiful before they told you. You didn't need someone to tell you you were beautiful for you to be beautiful. You just had to be born. And guess what? You've already done that. You were called before you even gave them your resume. That job was yours before you walked in the door. You just had to walk in there so you could get it. Jesse, we can't eat until the young son arrives. Wow. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that part of the passage. He says, we cannot eat. Can you imagine the other 7 brothers like, what? What you mean we can't eat? We can't eat till he get here? That business will not be successful until you walk in that door. That place will not be the place that it needs to be until you graduate from this place and you walk into that thing. It will never be what it's supposed to be until you get there. The people could not eat in that house. Jesse, the daddy, he cooked the food. He can't even eat the food he cooked. The older boys who've been picked before everybody else, they can't do anything until the youngest boy who had no name, who was in the field working on being himself, showed up in the room.